So hello everybody and welcome to the race. It's finally time to the Grand Prix of Europe, the race, the 60 laps around the Nürburgring track after 3 horrible races for Tony Potato in Malaysia, Australia and San Marino, where the British driver couldn't finish a single race, either because of himself or others, but nevertheless that is in the past, and Tony will surely want to make the most out of this race. He's starting 17th after unlucky qualifying, but we'll be doing, as it was said, a 3-stop. So let's get this race underway. So here we have Massa, Alonso, Trulli, Fisichella, Button, Montoya, Raikkonen, Schumacher, Barrichello and Heidfeld. 2 Brazilian drivers, 2 Italians, 2 Germans, and then 1 British, 1 Finnish, 1 Colombian and 1 Spanish. And then of course outside the top 10, Ralf Schumacher, Coulthard, Webber, Rosberg, Clean, Villeneuve, Potato, Liuzzi, Speed, Montero, Sato and Ide. That is the grid, ladies and gentlemen. Now it's time to prepare ourselves for the formation lap. And Tony obviously needs to wait. And we are away, as I accidentally changed the camera. Such a shame that this game in particular didn't have a safety car to literally be the most perfect game. Also in our horrible attempt of heating up the tires with the ABS and traction control on is pretty miserable, to say the least. But I'm not gonna say it's overrated to heat up the tires and everything, because it isn't. But I just, can't be bothered to have decent temperatures, because we'll lose it all anyway. Just have to nail that chicane and hopefully get ourselves our first point of the season. Doubt it, but so here we are on the grid, waiting for the remaining drivers to put ourselves in, and the Super Aguri's are in their slots. So it's time. It's 4 lights now, and it's 5. And away we go, and it's a great start from Tony, getting past the BMW, the Red Bull, and even the Williams of Rosberg. Now Webber, now the Red Bull and Toyota braking. It's a decent start for the British driver on the Midland, getting up to 15th after overtaking Clean, and Villeneuve overtakes now Rosberg. On the Williams, there's a Honda going wide. It's Barrichello going from 9th to 14th. Terrible start from the Brazilian on the Honda, but Potato is up to 13th, and there's a gang of cars just ahead with Ralf Schumacher and Mark Webber in 11th and 12th. Could be an opportunity, and Potato nearly crashing into the back of the Williams of the Australian, but he's up to 12th after a great move around the outside of the hairpin. Now up next is Ralf Schumacher on the Toyota, and then David Coulthard on the Red Bull. But so far so good, no issues to report, although going very wide before the long straight. That seems to be the biggest issue for the British driver, obviously with the Midland not being the strongest car on straight line speed, but getting away with it so far in lap 1, and gets a good exit of the last corner. Might give a chance of a move down to turn 1, but doesn't seem like it. Yeah. I don't understand how they were 1 second faster than Tony on the qualifying. They don't seem that fast. And Ralf Schumacher has a terrible exit out of the last chicane. Can Potato get a move down to the hairpin? Yes, he can. Move done, and gets very close to Coulthard as my English starts to vanish ahead of my eyes. But it's 11th place now, so Potato looking very, very strong this side of the race. Only lap 2 and already up to 11th place. Montoya is after Coulthard, and then Michael Schumacher in the last points position, so that's what the Midland driver obviously want. And he gets a great exit of the last chicane and gets Coulthard on the round down to the last corner. That's P10 to finish off lap 2. 58 laps to go, and it's 7 positions in 2 laps. What a great start from the Midland driver. Oh, he gets a touch from Coulthard there. Nothing too major, but could have ended up a lot worse. I'm gonna be honest. That scared a bit of me. Now, from now on, however, it will be a bit more difficult for Tony to progress, as this is really the elite of the front cars, the front runners. From 9th onwards, obviously, there is a wild Toyota taking part on that top 9 currently, with Jarno Trulli, who started in a magnificent 3rd, but it's down to 7th, I do believe. So things didn't go quite well for the Italian driver, as Coulthard keeps his pressure on the British driver of the Midland. As we go now through the longest straight on the track, as he goes through grass for some reason. Oh god, oh god. Yeah, we kind of screwed that up. And we're down to 12th, and there's a massive amount of cars just behind us. Down to 12th place we are. That's a bit sad considering. Oh, that's a brilliant move from Rosberg at turn 1. Potato tries to come back at him at turn 2 and fends him off. Great move from the Williams driver, and tries down the inside now to turn 3. Potato defends to turn 4, but great battle between the Williams and the Midland driver here on the first sector of lap 3, after a big mistake from Tony at the chicane. And Coulthard and Ralf Schumacher now pretty far ahead from this pack that contains 2 Williams, 1 Honda, a Toro Rosso I do believe, and a Red Bull. You can see really further back than that, but I'm sure Tony doesn't care about who's behind, but yes, who's ahead. And Coulthard is now 4.2 seconds ahead of this train caused by the Midland driver. Alonso leads from Massa and Fisichella, so Massa lost out at the start for the Renault. Interesting. No, that's a very poor run there from Tony, but manages to save from Rosberg. Tony said that the first priority for this race was to finish the race, so to avoid what happened on the previous 3 races where he made contact with someone or with the walls, or maybe even both. So priorities to finish the 60 laps around the German track, and so far so good. Obviously having to defend from one of the homeboys from Williams, 131.7 gains time on Coulthard and Ralf Schumacher, and obviously Rosberg and Barrichello. So last sector seems pretty good from the British driver, just the first and the middle sector don't seem as quick to start catching up to the Scottish on the Red Bull. Ooh, that was not a good line. Yeah, that last sector from Tony is absolutely amazing. 131.1, fastest lap for him of the Grand Prix so far. I'm sorry, did Martin Brundle just said there's chance of rain? Because if he said that, I'll be slightly worried. Just slightly. This is literally the part of Grand Prix where I basically will be selecting highlights, although there's pretty much none. So yeah, have fun not going through this torture for the next 52 laps. I'd also like to say that at this point, without that mistake at the chicane, we could probably be P10, holding on to or fighting off Ralf Schumacher and Coulthard, because the gaps are literally not moving. Yeah, Barrichello is gaining a lot of time now. Not exactly comfortable with it. Oh, need to slow down quite a lot to avoid a corner cut. My eyes are already trying to close, god damn it. I'll finish this race and I'll be more awake than ever, but during the actual race, when pretty much nothing's happening, I'm starting to feel Ben's pain to record during night time sometimes. It's an absolute nightmare. As Barrichello is right behind us right now. Oh, we have our super chicane to gain us nearly 2 seconds over the Honda. That is actually ridiculous. And Barrichello pits, and we do our first lap of the race with a 130.1 as more people come into the pits, and we're up to 9th. Or we were already 9th, I don't remember. Michael Schumacher is the one ahead of us now though, and Rosberg the one behind us. Someone's in the pits and someone is without an engine. And that's a McLaren! That's Raikkonen! Raikkonen is out of the race like in 2005. This time not with a exploded suspension but with an exploded engine, and we're up to 8th. Tony Potato is currently 8th in the race, obviously with still a pit stop to do, but it's looking a bit better now with one McLaren out of the way, and there's more oil as we got a corner cut penalty, and that is Michael Schumacher. Michael Schumacher is out of his own Grand Prix as well. Raikkonen and Schumacher straight out of nowhere. And Tony's up to 7th. Rosberg doesn't pit. It's time for a little .8.2, not too shabby. That put us out back in 12th. Just ahead of Barrichello. That's good. The fact that we're ahead of Barrichello is very good. So after all the pit stops are done, we should, in theory, be up to 10th due to the retirements of Raikkonen and Michael Schumacher. So this is looking to be we will be close to equalizing our best result so far in the season, which was in the only race we finished so far in the season in Bahrain, which was 9th or 10th place, I don't quite remember. As Barrichello tries now a move up the inside through the kink. No, he backs out of it. Oh god, and that's a corner cut. That will be a 6-second penalty, and we'll just make a roadblock. Not quite. Barrichello is through, and there he goes. Unfortunate for us, that lose a position, and Luzi's right behind us as well, which is not really helpful as we go very wide, but managed to defend still. Tony's having a difficult race so far. Rosberg finally pitted, and he's already behind Barrichello. He set at 30.9, but will still be behind him coming out of pit, so that penalty really, those two penalties didn't help at all. So Rosberg might be doing a 2-stop, which is slightly concerned because he's already one pit stop ahead of us, if that's the case. If not, it's just a weird lap even to pit. Villeneuve pits, and Tony gets past, so he's up to 12. Barrichello to 10. So yeah, Tony would, in theory, be up to 10th if he didn't lose time to Barrichello and then Rosberg. Wow, Barrichello, where he caught up with Coulthard and Ralf Schumacher. That's impressive. Maybe they can slow down each other, and me and Rosberg will have a chance at fighting for the point, for the last point even, because Barrichello is losing a lot of time. Although that might have been due to the super agree that's in there. Someone exploded an engine. That was the oil. That was a bit dangerous. Managed to get past the super agree, and maybe now onto the last corner to Rosberg. Not quite, but we get a good exit. Although we're missing the straight line speed that we need to make this overtake on Rosberg. Although we kind of try and look up the inside, Rosberg's still there. We make slight contact, we're still banging wheels as we go side by side through turn 3, but Rosberg takes the better out of it and stays in P11. This is an open fight now, and he gets a better run than Rosberg out of the chicane, the first chicane of the second section. Can he dive up the inside? Yes, he can, and that is P11 for the British driver of the Midland. Although Rosberg is all over his back and makes a mistake on the Schumacher S. Or is it not called like that yet? I don't remember. Maybe it's not called the Schumacher S yet. Maybe just later. Oh well. It's now 10 seconds, pretty much 11, to Barrichello. And Schumacher is pretty much 6 and ahead of him. So maybe if they could fight a lot and lose a lot of time, that would be appreciated. Well, we gained time on Ralf Schumacher, that's for sure. Only 3/10, but we're getting there. As we are now halfway through the race, 30 laps done. I haven't fallen asleep, which is good. I mean, we just did an overtake on Rosberg. So, there's only 30 laps to go on this European Grand Prix. It's going to be our fastest lap of the race. 1:29.6. That was not even our best last sector. Absolutely amazing. Time for our second pit stop then. Let's get these buttons ready. On its 8.0 pit stop, could be a bit faster maybe, but nevertheless not too bad, as we get lapped by the first Renault and we come out behind Barrichello and Ralf Schumacher, who Barrichello overtook Ralf Schumacher now, as it seems, and I do believe that was our last pit stop? No, maybe not. Yeah, there's Massa with Villeneuve right behind him. We need to be careful to let the Ferrari pass, but not BMW Sauber. Oh, someone's engine exploded. There's Massa! Massa's out, so both Ferraris are out. Unbelievable scenes. We really need to push a lot if we want to finish on P10. Hold on, Schumacher's on the pits. Schumacher's in the pits, so is Eifeld, and Montoya, I do believe, pitted as well. So this is looking very interesting. 29.7. While Coulthard is losing loads of time. Even Montoya is losing to Tony at the moment. Oh! He screws up and gets a penalty as well. Wow, that was so undeserved. We almost crashed into the pit wall there. That would have been not very convenient, but here we go. Last pit stop of the race. Ah, for fuck's sake. We didn't need to lose that time. 10.3. We're gonna lose many positions. We're down to P11 behind Ralf Schumacher. First time we hit the apex properly in the 3 videos we did. And Rosberg pitted, so we're back on the top 10. And there's a Renault just in front of us. But we are in the top 10, ladies and gentlemen. We got a great run out of the chicane at the last corner, but it's not won't be enough. Ah, and that's P10. I'm sorry about the chair making noises, but that was an hour and a lot of time. Sit on the same position. My back hurts, my neck hurts. It almost feels like a proper F1 race, I would say. But Alonso wins the European Grand Prix ahead of his teammate Fisichella and ahead of Button, I do believe. Or maybe ahead of Troy. No, Button. Yeah, Button finishes third, Montoya fourth, Trulli fifth, Barrichello sixth, Eisfeld seventh, and Coulthard on the last points finish position in eighth. Then Ralf Schumacher, Potato, Rosberg. Only the top six finishing on the same lap as the leader, so extremely strong performance from the Red Bull team. But clean then in 12th, Villeneuve 13th, Weber 14th, Speed 16th, Sato 16th, and 17th is Ide, Massa, Liuzzi, Schumacher, Raikkonen and Montero not finishing the race, so absolute catastrophe for the Ferrari team. Weber and Speed finishing 2 laps down, and the Super Aguri Hondas finishing 3 laps down. Looking at the driver standings, Schumacher leads Fisichella by 4 points, Button goes up to 3rd on 24, same as Montoya. Alonso goes up to 12, Eisfeld goes up to 12 with 2 points, and Potato falls down to 16th behind Villeneuve, which is the first driver without any points. Then Weber in 18th with 0 points, and Clean goes up to 19th without any points. The constructors, Ferrari on 51, Renault 44, McLaren 42, Sauber BMW goes up to 8th with 2 points ahead of Toro Rosso, which has 1, and Midland stays ahead of Aguri Honda, both teams without any points. That has been the European Grand Prix, or the 2 AM Grand Prix, whatever you want to call it. Let's just see the emails. Stunning drive. That was an awesome performance at the weekend. You really got the best out of the car. I did indeed. Tony, absolutely brilliant performance at Nürburgring. Finally finishing a race after 3 horrendous performances in Malaysia, Australia and San Marino. But that has been all from today. The video might be very short, but trust me, I've been here for 1 hour and 41 for the race alone. But I had to do practice and qualifying all in one go, so you can imagine how tired I am. It's nearly 4 AM in the morning. So thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you soon for the Spanish Grand Prix. Until then, goodbye.